It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Good evening and welcome to the news bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. My name is Sanaboy Ngon. I'm with Zamanza Manza. We're coming to live from the Hospital Hill Studios in Bamane. And now for your top stories, let's take a look. The acting Prime Minister has received a courtesy visit from the Queen University of Creative Technology, Malaysia. The Elections and Boundaries Commission says this year's election was a success and everyone exercised their right to vote. And the Eswatini Commission on Human Rights and Public Administration has declared the 2023 general elections free, fair and inclusive. Hello again, and now for the news in detail. The acting Prime Minister has received a courtesy visit from the Queen University, Malaysia. The acting Prime Minister expressed His Majesty's desire to see the construction of the Queen University Eswatini institution to the benefit of Eswatini students.
The acting Prime Minister, Chief Mkwakwa Kamedze, has received a courtesy call from Queen Junior Group CEO, Dato Sri, and Senior Vice President, Dato Gail Pang, both from Malaysia. Among other things discussed during the courtesy meeting was Queen University's plans to begin the construction process of their institution in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Chief Mkwakwa expressed His Majesty's desire to see the project kick off for the benefit of Eswatini students. Also present during the meeting were Queen Malaysia's Barulo Ramnarov and Michelle Moketsi, Queen Eswatini Campus Director Tfobile Kamete, and Head of Academics Stella Shongwe, Acting PS in the Ministry of Education and Training Naniki Mnisi, and the Director of Education Dr. Ntombedle Dlamini. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Swekoza with visuals from the Prime Minister's office.
The Elections and Boundaries Commission says this year's elections was a success and everyone exercised their right to vote. The EPC chairperson, Prince Mhlaphlangene, says they recorded a massive 91% voter turnout. He was speaking when announcing this year's secondary elections at the Happy Valley Hotel at Sudan on Sunday night.
Speaking when announcing the results of the secondary election, the chairperson of the Elections and Boundaries Commission, Prince Mhlaphlangene, says the elections went well and they are delighted with the number of voter turnout. He says the elections were free and fair.
The Commission is humbled by the overwhelming interest shown by different local and international institutions in observing our unique elections under the Tingundla system of government, which puts emphasis on individual merit. It is our hope that observers were afforded the opportunity to appreciate the electoral process, particularly how our elections put prominence on the will of the people at grassroots level to elect their direct representatives at chiefdom and constituency as well as national level. The Commission is pleased to report that the voter registration turnout was unprecedented, sitting at 91% of eligible voters registered. This is indicative of Eswatini's commitment to playing their part in this national building exercise. The Commission recorded an unprecedented success on women representatives at Member of Parliament level in particular. There are 8 women MPs elected, and this is a huge increase from only 2 that we elected in 2018 general election.
On another note, he says there was a tie under the Bukopo category where, according to the law, by-elections have to take place. The constituencies that will hold by-elections is Kalomfa under Metula Inkundla, Ezkoteni under Shiselweni 2, Manyiseni under Hosia Inkundla, and Ngabaneni under Ndondozi Inkundla. The by-elections will take place this coming Saturday. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian Msibi with Smuva Shongwe at the Happy Valley Ezulwini.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Simon Zwane, says the country is set to improve the country's urbanization through the development and implementation of policies that promote sustainable development. Now, the PS was speaking during the commemoration of the World Habitat Day.
The United Nations designated the first Monday of October of every year as World Habitat Day to reflect on the state of habitats and on the basic right of all to adequate shelter. The day is also intended to remind the world that we all have the power and responsibility to shape the future of our cities and towns. Speaking during the commemoration of the day, PS and the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Simon Zwane, launched the country's celebration.
The Regional Office for Africa underscored how critical it is to have important conversations around the challenges and opportunities created by the fast rate of urbanization in our cities and towns. And these include, among others, urban planning, access to scarce resources, development of good housing policies and land information systems, smart cities development, and the challenges of climate change to development.
UN Habitat Executive Director Maimuna Mohad Sharif said cities are the drivers of economy.
Cities are vibrant ecosystems of human potential and innovation. They are our future.
The PS also launched the Urban October, which ends with World Cities Day on October 31st. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Siwekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini Ezulwini.
9 students have been awarded scholarships by the Moroccan government, speaking at the Ministry of Labour and Social Security during the courtesy visit by the students before their departure on Thursday evening. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Labour, Makosini Mdawe, says this is the government's way of showing support to the youth.
The Principal Secretary urges the students to use this life-changing opportunity to their greater advantage.
I say today, congratulations, Bantu Abami, for this remarkable achievement. You have been selected from a competitive pool of many other students, but you are the only ones who were successful. And this is through your hard work and dedication. And this is a once-off opportunity, and I encourage you to make the best and the most of it.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Newman Jangase, has implored the students to demonstrate integrity whilst in Morocco.
Nikhumbule phela ukuthi lokumqoka kakhulu Eswatini inhlonipho. Sinihambisa ngenhlonipho. Buyani nivele nibantwana.
The students express gratitude to both governments for the opportunity. They say they believe that the knowledge they will get will help them make a positive impact even in their communities.
This is a wonderful opportunity, and it's the
it's gonna broaden up my mind, go exposed to some other countries besides Swaziland, and about my ideas. Nale thinking capacity itauba a bit broadened.
Thank you so much for even granting us this opportunity to even apply for the scholarship. It's been a massive improvement in our lives, and we're very excited to embark on this new journey with the support of the Swazi government behind us.
The students have enrolled for economics, civil engineering, and computer science, amongst other programs. The programs will run from 3 to 7 years. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamanda, Smuva Shongwe, Mbabane.
In business news, the country's economy is projected to grow until the year 2026. This is contained in the Central Bank's annual integrated report for the year 2022-2023, which was delivered by the Governor, Dr. Philip Nisi, at the Happy Valley Hotel at Sudan.
Dr. Philip Nisi gives details of how the economy will grow and how it has performed in the past year.
Economic growth is projected to improve to 4.7% in 2023. The strong performance will be driven by the secondary sector, which is expected to grow by 1.2% in 2023, compared to a contraction of 0.6% in the previous year. Construction activity is also expected to recover in 2023, supported by an improvement in the government cash flow position. In the medium term, which is 2024 to 2026, growth is envisaged to average 3.3%, with a peak of 4.9% in 2024. I'm happy to report that the country's position with the rest of the world continues to be competitive, given the healthy trade balance as evidenced by the external sector statistics. Data for the year 2023 indicates that Eswatini recorded a cumulative merchandise trade surplus of 737.3 million for the first 8 months of 2023. The bank made a profit of 385.8 million in 2022-2023, an increase from 182.3 million profit recorded in 2021-2022. A total of 445.5 million was paid by the bank as dividend to government of Eswatini, in line with the CBS order of 1974.
The governor states that the headline consumer inflation dropped to 4% in August this year compared to July this year, where it stood at 4.5%. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Smuvashongwe, Ezulwini.
Now, staying with that story, different sectors have said that the projected increase in the country's economy will increase business trade while creating employment opportunities. Now, they were speaking after the governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini delivered the 2022-2023 annual integrated report at the Happy Valley Hotel at Zulini.
The managing director of DBO Dagangwane, Dr. Themba Dlamini, says the growth of the economy will ensure that all sectors perform better, further contributing to the country's gross domestic product.
Umthelela lomkhulu is economic stability, political stability, social stability, ngoba bantu at least bayayitfola imisebenzi, and lokhu siyakuthanda kakhulu nelive nje livele liyasimama.
Small Enterprise Development Company Chief Executive Officer Khethiwe Mhlanga says this means small business holders will be able to better trade.
Especially osoma business labancane ngoba kuthi abaniketa lelithuba kuthi nabo bakhone ukutikhulisa bathuthuke.
Business Eswatini's Chief Executive Officer Nathi Dlamini says a stable economy means more job opportunities.
Siyathi-ke bekunene kusinakhula umnotho njengoba a-projectile governor. Lokho kuvame kusho ukuthi ne-job creation iyenteka. Niyayati-ke ne-employment yalapha ekhaya ukuthi solo yimbi nje kakhulu. So siyathemba ukuthi nangabe singavele siwa-achieve lawo ma-figures nalokukhula kwemathuba emisebenzi kutawenyuka.
The report further states that the country's gross official reserves currently stand at 8.4 billion emalangeni to cover 2.7 months of imports of goods and services. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Smuvashongwe, Ezulwini.
The Eswatini Commission on Human Rights and Public Administration has declared the 2023 general elections free, fair and inclusive. This has been said by the Deputy Commissioner of the Commission, Duduzile Dlamini.
We saw transparency being prominent in the sense that there's been a use of ICT in the counting of votes. We also saw it in the process of registration, where we're seeing that for the first time this year we're going to have a continuous voter roll. So it means that even those that who were underage in the previous voting session are now going to be able to get registered in the continuous voter roll. And also it is going to curb in terms of finances, because it means starting all over the process is quite expensive for the country. And I don't think as a country small like Eswatini can have the ability to cater for those costs. Then there's another issue that we actually looked into as the Human Rights Commission is the issue of inclusiveness. We saw a number of women, we saw the youth making a significant number in terms of voter registration, And we also saw people living with disabilities. And we are happy to mention that even at the polling station, we saw that they were fairly catered for. Obviously, there is room for improvement. Then, in terms of the neutrality of the place, we saw that most of the venues that were used for elections were neutral venues like schools, community halls, which makes the environment quite conducive for everyone to be able to participate.
Eswatini TV's Chief Executive Officer, Mlamuli Dlamini, has appreciated the employees for their dedication and commitment during the live broadcast of the national elections. Dlamini was speaking at an event where the management was appreciating employees for their hard work and also bidding a farewell to the interns who have been part of Eswatini TV for the past 3 months.
This year, Eswatini TV broadcast live national events that included Umhlanga, 55-55 double celebrations, the national elections, and Imbube Marathon. Eswatini TV's Chief Executive Officer Mlamuli Dlamini says he wants to take Eswatini TV to greater heights with the help of the team.
The vision that I have for Eswatini TV, which is I see Eswatini TV, or I see Eswatini TV that is a world-class broadcaster that is preferred locally and in the region. Give me the key word is we're going to be a world-class broadcaster.
The Undersecretary in the Ministry of ICT, Matanjana Mosa, appreciated the collaboration that was seen during the elections.
Today I stand before you to express my sincere appreciation for all the incredible work and dedication that each and every member of the staff has displayed over the past year, as alluded by your management and carried out on screen.
The chairperson of the ESTVA board, Princess Tunusa, encouraged the employees to keep on upgrading themselves.
You need to develop yourself each and every day because the world is changing. Lokshosi lala sikhona khona siyadzinga ukuthi sithi upgrade now and again. Tsineke la kulolu hlangothi lesikulo emphasizes on creativity and innovation.
The CEO also appreciated the interns that have been with Eswatini TV for the past 3 months and long-serving employees. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Lincoln Kule with Peggy Mazibuko in Babane.
SADCO Chief Executive Officer Ketwe Mhlanga has encouraged small and medium enterprises to use technology for the growth of their businesses. Mhlanga was speaking during the launch of this year's Customer Service Week, where she also visited SMEs incubated by SADCO.
As SADCO, today we are celebrating Customer Service Week. So it's starting today for the whole week. So we're busy just saying hello to some of our clients. They are our customers. SADCO is a customer-centric institution and we rely on them in terms of creating jobs. The small enterprises, they are the ones who are key drivers for the economy. And we appreciate the support that they give towards SADCO. And as SADCO, we're also showcasing that we are here for them. We are willing to go that extra mile and provide training to capacitate them to ensure that their business are running the way that will enable them to expand and grow.
Welcome back. In the world of sports, Eswatini Sports and Recreation Council Communications Officer Timsan Tiwane has applauded all the MPs-elect who are sports personalities who have voted during the recent national elections over the past weekend. Now, the sports personalities include former Monene Pirates and Highlanders star Nhlanhla Matita Mabuza and Ndondozi constituency, former Football Association executive members Kumbuzo Dlamini under the Ngwene constituency, football coach Raymond Dlamini under the Ndunjeni constituency, and former Red Lions public relations officer Comfort Chongwe as Induna Ngundla under Kukanyene constituency.
babongela labaphumelele lokufaka ekhathi kobona bo babesikhumbuzo Dlamini engwene bani batomkhumbula abekhona kakhulu ebholeni iNational Football Association also.
We congratulate all the MPs elect, including former soccer star Nhlanhla Matita Mabuza, Comfort Chong as Ndvuna Nkundla, Raymond Dlamini as Member of Parliament. We are pleased to see sports personalities involved in politics, as sports and politics goes hand in hand.
Well, we've hit the home stretch of the news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV, but before we go, here's a quick reminder of news-making headlines tonight. The acting Prime Minister has received a courtesy visit from the Lumkokwin University of Creative Technology, Malaysia. The Elections and Boundaries Commission says this year's election was a success and everyone exercised their right to vote. And the Eswatini Commission on Human Rights and Public Administration has declared the 2023 general elections free, fair and inclusive. Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini, we've hit the home stretch of the news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the team here at Eswatini TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.
At Spar, we've checked every price, counted every coin, and cut every cost to bring you Spar Super Saver Week. Get even more for your money. Like 5 kg Iwisa Super Maize Meal for just $49.99 and 2-liter Excella Sunflower Oil for only $73.99. It's Super Saver Week at Spar, 2 to 8 October only. Don't miss out. Exclusive to Spar Rewards customers.
Uyezwana uthokandaba emagumbamane omhlaba ngemandla sibaya esigodlweni elitsitsini mhlati ngemashumi lamabili nakuthathu imbala usho njalo ke mswazi omnyama kulaba luthuli ulodvunganzaba wasembelebeleni ulodvunganzaba wasemambondweni uduma phasi bakuzwe ngezingcingo msakandaba bakuzwa ngezingcingo bayakubalekela bayethe wena waphakathi awu bekunene ingwenyama ingithuma ukuthi angitshele umhlaba kwekuthi njoba na icabinet kanye nale bangangivuna bangasekho ehhovisi njengoba kusikhathi nje selikhetho nesekwakha uhulumende lomusha ithi ke ingwenyama yemhlaba emandla labeka kunvunankulu, emandla labeka satindvuneni tembuso, lawo mandla asata umbatfwa ngilong chief officer eKing's office kulesi sikhashana kuze kube nahulumende lomusha. Kanjalo ke bomabhalana labakhulu ematikweni bayalukelekeka kwekuthi lapho kufuneka khona imvume noma ke ma-approvals kuyafanela ukuthi batsinzane na chief officer njobana sekunguye lo mbathe emandla ekuba indvuna yembuso lophindze yembathe emandla ekuba ngundvunankulu kwesikhashana. Bethe wena phakathi.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds, full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, to feel the rush of life overwhelm you, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. You ask, and we give you the royal experience. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. There are but a few places on earth so special, so unique, and so spectacular, where it becomes the rite of passage for the ambitious travelers, the courageous souls, to all have the one and only royal experience. That day when you look deep into your heart and leap into an ancient world so very different from your own, where magic, beauty, and love are shared forever, then you will have a royal experience. There is just one place on earth where the people make you feel a part of their kingdom, where you just might volunteer to awaken spirits, enrich minds, and work alongside communities to build, motivate, and inspire. This is truly the royal experience. When you dream of a different world, beyond the ordinary, beyond time, discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience.
It's mid-April. As violence breaks out in Sudan, disturbing images of possible war crimes are emerging, being carried out on medical facilities and staff by both sides. The warring factions of formerly allied militia empty the streets of the capital. We wanted our contacts on the ground to verify what's going on, but it's impossible. Using satellite data and mapping tools, we analyzed user-generated content on a huge scale and spoke to dozens of doctors to build a picture of whether war crimes are being committed and the impact this is having on millions of people. So how did this conflict begin? On the one side, there's the government Sudanese army, often referred to as the SAF, led by this man, General Fatah al-Burhan. Opposing him is General Mohammed Dagalo, Hemeti, who runs the Rapid Support Force, or RSF. The two forces were due to merge, but when talks between them broke down, a bloody fight began, leaving civilians caught in the shrapnel. Reporter Fatah Rahman al-Hamdani lives by the international airport, right at the heart of the fighting. But it's hard to reach him, so he sends us videos when he can.
اليوم 18 ابريل 2023 حوالي الساعة 5:30 لليوم الرابع على التوالي نحن تحت القصف وللأسف ما عندنا كهرباء. أصوات اشتباكات نحاول أن نهرب من القصف بأي شكل من الأشكال. بيحاول أنه أضعه تحت السرير. بالنسبة للمياه كالعادة إلى الآن لا يوجد حتى قطرة ماء واحدة.
And here is why. This is one of Khartoum's main water treatment plants. On the first day of fighting, it was hit. Using satellite imagery, we can see the damage. In this image in 2022, the tanks are full. But here, only days after being bombed, they're almost empty. Just across the river from the water plant, living opposite the British Embassy, is British citizen and London hotel owner 85-year-old Abdullah Shulgami and his wife Alawiya Rishwan. Their granddaughter Azhar has been trying to reach them from her home in New York.
That area, you can't leave. A child got shot in front of my grandparents' house. There's snipers everywhere in that area.
On April 25th, British nationals began to be evacuated from Sudan. They were asked to make their way to an airport 25 miles from Khartoum, crossing a war zone. Azhar's uncle and cousin called the Foreign Office helpline for assistance.
My mother is 80. To get her to the wheelchair, it needed sometimes 3-4 people.
We do need to stress that there is no way for them to leave their location.
The person they spoke to sympathized with the family, but the embassy couldn't help them. Trapped in their home for days, with no food and water, Azhar's grandfather leaves his home to try and get help.
5 minutes into his journey, he got shot. 3 bullets, his hand, chest, lower back. Then we lost touch because no electricity, and then we didn't have a way to call them. And by that time, my grandmother was already alone for 5 days or so. Alone, disabled, no food, no water. The last time we spoke to my grandmother, she was telling us that the RSF is raiding the house.
Wounded on the streets of Khartoum, Azhar's grandfather desperately searched for a hospital. But this wasn't easy. Hospitals were now shutting down.
المستشفى بتعاني من قلة الكوادر الطبية والتمريضية وبنعاني شديد من الترحيل بالنسبة للكوادر الطبية بتاعت المستشفى. عشان احنا نقدر نطلع من المصيبة دي
At the start of the conflict, there were 88 hospitals operating around Khartoum. By the 20th of May, 61 had closed. Some had been bombed. One of the first is Ibn Sina Hospital. Dr. Ala is a surgeon there.
هل عطوكم إنذار إنه المستشفى تستهدف؟
ما في إنذار، فجأة تحصل بوم في المستشفى، يحصل يعني قنبلة. المستشفى اللي بدي أعمل فيها في ابن سينا فيها 3 قنابل قصفت، والقنبلة الرابعة في سكن الممرضات احترق بالكامل يعني.
We investigated. This picture of the hospital matches this image showing the damage from the attack. A forensic weapons expert told us it was most likely caused by artillery fire. There are also videos of a fire at the nurses' accommodation, seen here behind this distinctive building. We can see the nurses' accommodation on the satellite image. In this later one, they've been damaged. We can't be certain who was responsible or if this was a deliberate attack.
The fact that there was no warning given prior to a strike may well constitute a war crime.
We took our evidence to Dr. Christian De Vos and Dr. Hussam Al-Nahas, international criminal law experts from Physicians for Human Rights.
الليلة في مستشفى الرومي في مدرمان في مقذوف وقع في داخل المستشفى وكل الناس اتجوا على أساس إنه يتعالجوا. المقذوف وقع فيهم وسبب لهم أضرار بالغة جدا جدا.
There was patients receiving care, there was healthcare providers providing healthcare. The destruction within the facility is clear.
15 people were reported injured in this attack.
Even if it wasn't an intentional attack on the hospital, the fact that a bomb or mortar shell can then damage the hospital so severely and the patients inside does raise questions again about adherence to the laws of war.
طيب مخزون المياه عندي هنا فقط عبارة عن 33 ملي. أنا خارج المنزل حوالي الساعة 3 ظهرا. هذا السوق عبارة عن مدينة تسكنها الأشباح. كل الأسواق مغلقة حتى تقاطع الشرقي ما فيه أي موية. أنا أطلق عليها النار هسي يعني بصورة كثيفة. الوضع مأساوي وصعب للغاية. وضع حرج. بس أنا داير أنزل أمشي في بيتنا بأي طريقة. بعد ما نجوت بعجوبة من رصاص الدعم السريع. وصلت الآن وصراحة محتار يعني في المشهد اللي حصل يعني بإمكانهم إنهم عادي ممكن يقتلوا شخص عشان شافوه إنه يصور أيا كان اللي بيصوروا شنو يعني فدي حاجة مؤسفة للغاية وسيئة يعني.
From thousands of miles away, Azhar was aware her grandmother was living